What is up, everyone? So today is a pretty exciting day because we're actually doing something that I've wanted to do for a really long time now, and that is actually tuning a stock ECU. Now I know we've been doing a lot of tuning stuff lately, but we've been doing tuning almost exclusively on standalone ECUs. The ECUs are literally made for tuning. The Nismotronic, on the other hand, is a modded stock ECU where it actually puts a board on a stock ECU and then allows you to tune it. But what we're doing tonight is actually tuning a 100% stock ECU. How we're going to be doing that, we'll explain in a little bit, and I'm really excited to show you. I really hope it works because I haven't done an insane amount of research on it, but we're going to figure it out. And we'll be using Brian's 2328 BMW as our guinea pig for tonight, and I know he's really excited too. But before we get into any of that, I wanted to share some pretty big news that I'm really excited for, and I hope you guys are excited for me too. And that is I actually decided to finally just start a Patreon. So a lot of you guys have been suggesting it the past couple weeks, and it really motivated me to like do some research last night and figure out that it's something I would love to do, and I think it'd be a really fun time. Now, of course, I haven't fully figured it out yet, but we will get there. I'll put the link in the description below. Check it out. See if it's something you want to be a part of. The route I want to take with Patreon is there's a lot of ways to do it, but I want to be able to connect with a lot of you guys more personally. There are so many of you that interact with me on the YouTube page, on other social medias like Instagram or Twitter, and honestly, it gets a little overwhelming, so I'm not able to really reach out to a lot of the people who try to reach out to me. But I feel like Patreon will condense to a small group of people on one social media that I'm able to actually interact with you guys, answer your question, ask for your opinions, give you guys a look of what's coming up next, some behind the scenes content, some old throwbacks, some just fun stuff. Check out, let me know if it's something you're into. With that, I'm gonna stop talking. I hope you guys check it out. I hope you guys join the Patreon. That would be absolutely amazing. Of course, link in description. But of course, I can't do anything until the famous man himself, B-Hall, gets off of work, which is pretty soon. So I'm gonna go clean some more stuff up and get into some pretty cool stuff pretty soon. So we'll see you then. Alright, so as I said before, we are attempting to tune his completely stock computer using an OBD2 cord and a couple programs.
This is gonna be some ghetto ass shit you got us doing tonight.
So I've never done anything like this before, neither has Brian, and Kenny actually has. Kenny has done this on a Subaru. I guess it's a very common thing to use like a RomRaider program on the Subaru.
Yup, it's not good.
What's nice about this mod, obviously, is the fact that it's almost free. It's very, very cheap. The programs are all free. There's a lot of stuff online, and all you gotta really pay for is the cords. We're hoping this works, and hopefully it's not a complete fail. We should be able to manage this.
Really hoping we don't break my ECU.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as long as this kid can drive out of here tonight, I think we're gonna be happy.
You could do this on numerous other cars, but today, of course, we're gonna be focusing on the BMW, which is actually very commonly done. So, really the first step of this is we have to pull the ECU out and actually see what ECU is in this car, because we don't know yet. All right, 42. Oh, that noise.
Oh, that's brutal.
Got an MS42. All right, pulling out the ECU, you're probably gonna either have a 42 or 43 if you have E46. There's a little bit more support on the 43s for some reason. That's what we noticed. But we happened to find the right stuff for the 42. So we should be good to go.
He forgot a step. So he probably was gonna fuck up your car, and now he figured it out.
Post everything in the comments.
So, are you scared? What are you gonna drive home?
We just have to find something that's wrong with the JW garage. Alright, Brian, what the hell? So things have happened in the past like hour that I didn't film. We were kind of figuring this out as we go. We'll continue on and we'll explain as we go. Make sense?
Yeah, we tried some software and some other softwares. We had to update some things. I think now we have some stuff that looks legit.
Perfect.
So
okay, so the first step of this is we actually need to pull information off of the stock ECU. We need to know what is actually on it, then we can actually mod that software using something else. So for some reason, I couldn't tell you why, we have to pull apart this factory ECU right here, and we actually have to put it in this thing called boot mode. It allows the ECU to be tampered with. It allows itself to be read and to be written. And the way we do this is kind of weird. There's one pin on the ECU that we actually have to ground when we start the car, and it'll trick it into going into boot mode. We identified it as this little circle right here. And then B Hall is gonna manually ground it. Kenny, the keys off? Perfect. Good. Ground it, B Hall?
Yeah. Now.
Kenny could pull up the program we are using to actually read the information off the ECU. For this, we are using For this, we are using JMgarage. People have had good luck with the Galleto program too, if you want to use that. But Kenny's gonna show you right now.
Okay, keys on. Yep. Okay, so we're gonna wait 6 seconds. It says it'll give you instructions right here, but we're gonna wait 6 seconds, and then we should be able to hit the connect button. It'll say connecting down here. It'll show you that it's connected, and then we can just hit read right here.
Right now, it is downloading all the information off of the computer. Now, this information isn't really useful to us right now. It's kind of just downloading complete raw information.
So this is hex, and I just crashed it. 1 sec. So this is hex, and this is basically the raw data that's stored inside the chip on the board. And that's how they can go in and edit the raw hex data, and that's how you'll get changes in your tune. But you don't really need to know what it's doing as much as you need to know that it has an impact on what you're getting at the end.
What are you guys doing?
We're starting a dance crew.
Okay.
What are we at, 88%?
96%, guys.
Awesome.
Oh my God,
Is it
we're so
97
close
yet?
to
99.
downloading that file.
So once we download the raw information on the ECU, we have to figure out a way that we could actually modify it, that we understand. So there's two common softwares that are used for this type of application. One is called RomRaider and one is called Tuner Pro. Some work better in other situations. We were gonna use Tuner Pro in the beginning, but it wasn't working for us, so we decided to go with RomRaider. So if you just import this data straight to RomRaider or Tuner Pro, still not gonna get anything. You need something else to define it. In a file made by someone that actually went through all the raw data and assigned it. The RomRaider uses a file called an XML, where Tuner Pro uses an XDF file, I believe. And these you could usually find online, usually made by other people who have done this before. People who are more intelligent than me. So for some reason it was very difficult to find a file for Brian Hall's MS42 ECU on his 328, but we did. We found one that worked for RomRaider, and we're going to be trying it out. Now we have RomRaider open with the correct XML file and our data from our ECU.
Okay, so this is a lot better organized than it is in Tuner Pro. So they'll group it in just different folders based on what you're looking at.
Somebody made this file, this XML, and they put all that into.
Okay, so like right here, this is your base ignition table,
which looks correct. I mean, you have to be careful too, because you got to use like common sense. You got to make sure the numbers make sense, because if the XML file, XDF file is not right to your ECU, the numbers are gonna be all over the place, and that's what was happening with us. But for this looks about right. We're gonna start with the easy stuff that a lot of people do, and the first one I think is our limiters. So right now this car has a speed limiter, and then it's at about 140 something thousand.
210 kilometers per hour.
210 kilometers per hour. That's what it's at right now. We're gonna change that.
It'd be pretty cool if it was
It's at
999 kilometers an hour. 250 probably is fine too, though. Now we want the engine speed limiter, right? So we're gonna go to the engine speed hard limiter.
Okay, so right now the car only wants to rev out to what, 6,600 RPMs?
Yeah.
That's it? We're gonna change the limiter up to 7 grand. Sound good?
Yeah.
So right here. Nice, and this program's super clean and easy. All right, so what are we doing right now?
Right now we are disabling the secondary air pump, so I can get rid of that, and then it'll be one more thing out of the bay, and one more thing that won't be the cause of my failing emissions.
Okay, and is there a secondary O2 sensor we can also delete in here?
That is the next question. So we're gonna set all these values to 0. So the guy who wrote this was a brilliant man, beautiful, brilliant man. Hopefully he has lots of ladies pleasing him. Right here, he'll even tell you right here, if you want to disable it, this is the value you have to set to shut everything off. So we just went in and set all those values to 0 like he said. Hopefully it shuts it off. We're about to find out.
So we add our little limiters, we disabled a few things, and now we're gonna just get a little crazy with it, and we're gonna throw some timing at it. Now we're gonna assume the stock timing is a little bit conservative, and we're just gonna throw 2 degrees at basically the whole map and see if it picks up anywhere. If it picks anywhere, where it picks up, and if it likes it, we're gonna leave it. If it doesn't pick up, we're gonna take it back out and do it just like that. After a couple failed attempts, it seems like it's actually writing to the ECU now. I think Brian almost just lost his shit because seems like he had a little mini panic attack that we bricked his ECU.
No, we're good.
You were freaking out for a second.
I was not freaking out. Get out of here.
We don't know if we did or didn't brick it. Like, we're gonna find out when we
haven't even
on.
started the car, so
It
it
might
still
have,
could be
it might
bricked.
be like,
Oh shit.
whatever.
Restart. Oh, it's not. The ECU's not fully plugged in.
What?
I didn't fully plug it in.
What the fuck?
What's wrong with you?
They're all plugged in now. Let's see what happens.
You know how they work.
All right, see you, stars.
You have a sick sense of humor.
Here's some gas.
I did.
Jimmy blew it up. No, it might still be fine.
All right, so it looks like that's not working. Car won't start. We don't know why. I was really hoping it's because the plugs weren't in, but still won't start. So we're gonna go back to where we were and upload the original map on it and see what happens. Ooh.
That's not good.
This sucks. Let's start this thing up. Okay. All right. 30 minutes later, we've been in. Kenny did great. Kenny, I'm giving you props to this one. He did his form. We just, oh my God.
I was checking here.
How many
tunes
did we just upload on this thing? Like 5?
I think 5 or 6 different ones.
I think Brian, I've never seen Brian so close to crying in my life. I felt horrible, but everything's good. Everything's great.
Unless you're done for the night, I think I know what we have to do to make this work.
I mean, I'm not a pussy.
Now we know that we have a starting point we can always go back to, unless we break the computer for real. What I'm going to try to do is revert the computer back to its from the factory settings, which is the original version that came on the car when it was brand new, before any dealer updates or anything else they did. Then we're gonna use like a file we found on the internet for that. We're gonna make sure that one works, and then if that one works, we'll go forward with tuning from that starting point instead of from the starting point we're using.
What starting point is this then?
This is the first file we pulled off of his car.
And why did it work now and not before?
Because we pulled the file off his car 2 separate times, and it didn't work with the one that we pulled later.
An hour later, did you guys have any luck with that EWS bullshit?
Let me put my pants back on. I was adjusting my undergarments.
I saw it was hot.
Okay.
Germany now.
So it wouldn't run on the Virgin map. So
the reason it wouldn't run on the Virgin map is because the Virgin map has the Virgin EWS software
You're supposed
on
to
it.
sync it.
We had to sync it so that the car didn't think it was being stolen. So we got all of the software from BMW, and we tried to pretend we were a BMW service department. Just like a BMW service department, we fucked up. It wouldn't work. So we went back.
So we're going back to the original map. We modded the original map that we knew works, that actually started the car after we thought we bricked it. We did the exact change we did before with the timing, the limiters, and everything. We're re-uploading it now. I took apart the ECU again for like the 30th time. I'm getting good at that, and hopefully the car starts.
Where are we at, Kenny?
We'll find out. Woo! Oh my God!
This is modified and everything.
I haven't been this excited in a while.
$400. Mail us your computer. We'll fucking hook you up. Yeah, that.
EML mean.
Probably something we probably fucked that up. I wouldn't worry about it.
That's a new light. So much stuff just hasn't gone right tonight. It may seem fast in the video. We've been at this for hours, and it's been up and down, back and forth, trial and error, and I was getting really nervous. What just happened?
So I got a bunch of lights on my dash, which isn't necessarily normal for this car, and I think we're gonna try to turn the secondary air pump back on and this rear O2 sensor back on and see what happens then.
Okay. So his car is basically in lit mode, like how my car likes to get when my training warms up. Surprise, surprise, the ECU's back apart. We're uploading another tune to it. This time we decided to not touch any of the emission stuff. We didn't turn off any of like the O2 stuff, none of the secondary air stuff. So now it's just the limiters and the ignition table. And we'll see how that affects the car.
Time to put the ECU back together yet another time.
Let's see what happens. Ball starts, that's a step. Email on?
Light's still on.
Email light is still on, which is no good.
No good. So Kenny threw an OBD2 scanner into the car itself to see what code it was throwing, and it was actually throwing a, what did they call it?
It was like a memory module checksum error, which I've never seen before.
I've never seen it either.
So the wiki that we're using says that if you have issues with something, it's probably your checksums. So they make a tool that calibrates your checksums, and it tells you basically that everything adds up to what it should, so the car should be able to work. And if they don't add up, then it'll put the car into limp mode.
So the ECU saw a irregularity in the code itself, and that's why we think it threw itself into limp mode. So we're basically just disabling that function in the code itself.
So we put the tool through so there's a tool that they have that goes through your code and tells you if the checksum should add up. We used the tool and it said our checksum was fine. So the next logical solution was to just shut it off and see what it did.
So Kenny went in the code
right here.
Actually shut it off manually, and we're gonna re-upload it and cross our fingers. Uploading a map for probably the 30th time.
Yeah. This computer is getting reamed today. 6 hours.
Okay, well it started.
Okay, well I figured it would start.
The light is off. Rev it up. It sounds good. How's it feel? It's good. Maybe tighten up the back strap. That is awesome. It actually worked. Oh, there goes your coolant hose.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
So
it's just gonna do that.
So it revs past factory rev like we wanted to. And,
yes.
And it went faster. How fast? Did you look at the speedometer? Because I didn't.
We were doing over 160.
Perfect.
Guess. If you had to guess how this went, what would you say?
The way it's gone all day, I think we made less power. We made less power.
We made less everything.
Everything. Okay, so it doesn't like the timing we put in it.
No, but you'll notice it revved like a motherfucker that
Oh
time.
my god, it out-revved it like crazy last time. Look, I think we got stopped at 132 last time.
Yeah, like right here.
We revved all the way up to 655. That's crazy. Guys, so after all of that, we ended up losing 9 horsepower, basically everywhere. So the reason why we think it is lower is we think that the ECU is in different conditions than it was on that first pull we did a few days ago, because the way we put timing in it, it shouldn't have lost power like that. So there's a lot of different conditions that could cause the ECU to pull timing out of the car. It could be the fuel, could be the air temp, it could just be the temp of the engine. There's many things. So it wasn't getting us peak timing on that map. So what we would be doing next is we were going to try and basically force the ECU into perfect conditions and see how it would do in that aspect. But it is actually extremely late right now. We've been at this for hours. We have trial and error this whole process an insane amount. But you know what? I think we have learned together quite a bit. We have had almost every issue anyone has doing this in a matter of 6 hours, and I think we prevailed.
We're gonna drink to make the pain go away.
I think Brian's just happy he could drive his car home tonight.
We don't know yet. I don't know. Honestly, though, it's like when you think about it, we are, right now we're going to try to go back to 100% stock to where I pulled it in today. So as much as it seems like we've done absolutely nothing because we're back to square one, we've actually done so much. When it comes time, like Kenny was saying earlier, the next time we do this, we can get right back to this spot in like 10 minutes. When it's taken us 6 hours to get here now, but
it's
the next time, when we keep going at it, we're not giving up yet.
No, I honestly couldn't feel more accomplished right now. We literally just got a stock ECU, fucked the living shit out of it, and then we're gonna be putting it back to stock, and it's amazing. I think this is cool as hell. I don't know about you guys, but this is definitely a cool learning experience. I'd love to get more in depth in some of the process. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know. One day, maybe trick Kenny into showing us some Subaru stuff.
Nope, not gonna happen.
And the GM stuff is easy, so we could always do that too. So I don't know. We're gonna take apart the ECU for one more time, put it back to stock so Brian can get home, and we'll get to it another day and hopefully make some true horse puppies. But for now, that is it. I'm exhausted. We're all going to go home. Make sure you guys go check out the Patreon. Of course, join if you'd like. It'd be amazing. And I know B-Hall's going to be on there.
I'm going to join Patreon just so I can talk to you guys.
There it is. So you can't beat that. huge thank you for Kenny to letting us use his facilities and his knowledge and all his time.
It's not really worth that much. It's a favor.
And you guys know the deal. So like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. And B,
Have a great night.